Day 2, Dave Perry Regatta. And it's a northeasterly right now. Again, very unusual. A lot of offshore flow days up here in Long Beach where the wind just never really settles. So the forecast now is for the wind to be 240 to 260, so more westerly eventually. Right now it's 360 or 340 or something. So the wind is coming way northeast, maybe 20. And good to practice on the way out. We're talking about the over curl drill. So when you're practicing before races, you're trying to get a little bigger curl in the windward edge than you would during a race. You got to practice. Whoever can trim the sheet the loosest without luffing goes the fastest. So that's what I want you guys working on, the over curl drill. Curling the edge of the kite a lot. You can see 9884, when the spinnaker falls over sideways like that, it hooks the leech. And so they're not trying right now, but just that's the example too. You've got to keep your clues relatively level. Even this boat, 9051, has the pull too high. It hooks the leech. You want the edges of the spinnaker to be symmetrical. Right now you have an open luff on this guy and a closed leech. Just watching buoys move around. South wind, probably 195 on the compass. So that was not in the forecast. There's Fiona and Wyatt. Day 2, race 1. Race 4 for the regatta. For the series, this is race about 18. This is Dave Perry Series, Southern California Youth Yacht Racing Association, Dave Perry Series number 3, and we have one in April, will be number 4. These are the most varsity sailors in the state of California, so most of these kids are sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And then there's a mix of others. We do have a 7th grader, 9306. 8th grader Will Simpson is in 6th place overall, 55 boats. An 8th grader, this guy right here. Cam, the crew, he steered the first 2 Perrys, and then they switched, so they'll switch for these last 2. It is a black flag start, so it's a lot. It's hard. I don't. You come off the line in hike mode, get a lane, make sure you're holding a lane, and then you'll see these guys press and put the crew up on the trap. But you go about 1 or 2 degrees lower in trap mode. So once you get a lane, then you'll go in hike mode. This is Vesper in August. Their best race, unfortunately, they got a black flag. Our team has just done such a great job of not getting alphabet scores, not fouling each other, not protesting. I do have to say, if you do foul a teammate, man, you better be spinning a 360 very soon. If you knowingly foul a teammate, you cannot just keep sailing. Almost nobody does penalty turns in this stuff, and it's not right. But we have to show some sort of sportsmanship at least. So don't be fouling your teammates and act like it didn't happen. Here's Theo and Kai, not a great start. We didn't change them very much. We're having them at the same rake setting. Here's Ben. Ben had 2 top 10s yesterday. Ben and Maggie. They were in 10th out of 55, and this is Ben's first Perry regatta in over a year skippering. Maybe this is his first time skippering in a Perry. I don't know. He just got 3rd at a regatta in Europe with 29ers as a crew in Braden. They went to Europe about a month ago and they got 3rd in our Euro Cup regatta with Ben crewing. Cool. 55 boats. 9882 is Kevin and Bella, his sister. First Perry regatta together. They are winning the regatta after the first 3 races. And they're just in, it's such flat water. Yesterday we were in the swells in the ocean, but such flat water that a lot of people are just staying in this hike mode and just keeping the bow on the wind. Okay, who else? Oh, Vesper and August look like they are doing quite well. 2441. They did the Orange Bowl and had a couple of really good races. 2981 is Will and Ben. Will and Cam. They're in top 3 or 4. 9882 is, oh wait, maybe that was 9. Okay, that must be 9982. Yeah, this is Wyatt and Fiona. She's trapping. They're in 2nd in the regatta after the first 3 races. Wow, Will Simpson. This is just great. Yeah, because this is the varsity level. This is sophomores, juniors, and seniors in a lot of cases. So this is just like you playing a basketball game against a varsity sailing basketball team or something. And here's an eighth grader and a 9th grader just out here killing it. I'm really proud of our team, not getting black flags, no alphabet scores, no collisions. Very, very, very few fouls. Generally good sportsmanship, it seems like. Race 1 on Sunday, first windward mark. Race 4 for the regatta. Will and Cam hoist on the first leg. Vesper and August, 2441, coming around in 4th. Kevin and Bella, 9882, coming around in 5th. Wyatt and Fiona coming around in 6th. This is just perfect. Will just keeps going now. I don't know which jibe's closer to the mark. I do suspect it was a pretty big righty because so many people were stud. I think there's more wind right here. I don't think they're seeing it. Yeah, see, they're panicked. They should. Yeah, that was not a good rotation of the kite. Holy criminy. Yeah, now they're going to get starboard. Starboard did nope. Vesper's going to roll into a jibe. She's got a lane. Will does not have a lane. August forgot to do the jib. Vesper understeered just a fraction. If your jib blows back to windward, you understeered. Good job though. Very excited here. 9884 is Lauren and Sean doing well. Wyatt just got out of there. There he is over there. Looking a little light going under the fleet, so I think he's sitting there thinking, uh-oh, I went underneath all of this, so there's got to be no wind down there. Anywho, we'll see what happens. Well, things just got very interesting. We had 3 black flags. I was just praising our team for not getting black flags and everything. We got 3 of them. The orange kite there just got one. Their 2nd black flag of the regatta. They are going to be devastated. Oh, goodness gracious. And Kevin and Isabella, the leaders of the regatta, got one. I just don't know if you can discard that. That's the question. I should know that. If you can't throw that out, it's going to really make this regatta really different. Race 1 on Sunday. Just got really interesting. Last run, race 1 on Sunday. And the orange spinnaker, black flagged. Those girls are going to be, that's their 2nd black flag. They are going to be absolutely devastated. And Kevin will be able to throw out his throw out. Let's hope that's Will. Yeah, this is Kevin over here doing so well. No, that's Wyatt. So Wyatt's doing no black flag so far for him. Yeah, that's Will and Cam right there in third. So they may have just taken the lead in this regatta. And there's Kevin, 9882, this other red, white, and blue kite here. Their black flag. They'll throw that out, so they should be okay. Oh, look at this. The girls are winning this race. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yay, yay, yay. This is more wind than we thought we would get all day. No forecast really forecasted this. I got a note this morning from my weather parent saying that if it stays not too cloudy, this is a little cloudy, if it doesn't come in like 60 to 90% clouds, you know, and it was kind of clear this morning that the sea breeze might fill earlier. And he was exactly right. Now, unfortunately, they do have to use the black flag to get these races off. This fleet is notorious for general recalls, and we spend all of our time out here doing general recalls. And so now they just have to go black flag to get races off. They're trying to get some races off. This will be race 5 for the regatta. I believe Will Simpson, 9981 there, just took the lead, which is really good. And he's got 4 more years in the Perry series. These are the best sailors in California. And there's about 8 or 10 that are in the top 25 or 30 in the whole country. A couple of them have won some regattas on the East Coast and things. So there you go. Good quality competition. We had 3 black flags that race, unfortunately. 2441 playing it very cautious now. 9006, not as much. 9306, his best friend. Those 2 guys got first and second place at the Sabbath Nationals. 9006 got first, 9306 got second at Sabbath Nationals. 9306 is a 7th grader going against high schoolers. Not every kid, you can do that to every kid, but Theo's just, you know, Theo's just a calm, confident, you know, he doesn't get freaked out about things. He's got a reach right now if he has any room at all. That's not bad. I was wrong there. He didn't need to reach. 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh my God, the pin end's favored. There's at least 2 or 3 at the pin end. Okay, they're catching black flags every race. That was a beautiful attack right there. Do you see how he comes around like beyond close haul and whips the boat down? If Wyatt was not over early, 9982 just launched off that line. Solid leech. The leech of the jib is solid right at the spreader tip. A lot of side force there. It's not too twisted. Can't see his leech telltale, but he's got it pretty tight. And if the boat gets flat, he'll pump it in a little bit, I think. He's not playing the main at all. He's just got it right at the... Oh yeah, he is. He's pulling it against the traveler a little bit. These guys started at the unfavored end. Doing well again. So that's a tough pill to swallow for them. Winning the regatta, they get a black flag. So it looks like they rebounded. They're right up there. I don't see a lot of our guys up in the front this time. I think some other programs, other kids have gotten off the line a little better than us in this race. I think those guys, I mean, the mark is right there. That's a classic example of kids getting tired and not knowing where the freaking marks are. That's the first time we haven't had somebody in the top 3, I think. So 9884 is Sean and Lauren. Race 5 for the regatta. I think we get a throw out now. I have to look at that. The kids have to get used to that. They're not doing a good enough job of reading the sailing instructions. I don't read them. If it's a nationals or something, big regatta, I read them. If it's small like this, I'm not sailing, I'm not reading them. So you better read them. You guys did not know the starting sequence, didn't know a few things. On the drive up to the regatta, you should get on your phone and look up the sailing instructions and the notice of race. Anywho, Sean and Wyatt both bailed out early. And there we go, race 5. Oh yeah, look at this, is a good Sabbath sailor right here. These guys are new to the 420 this season. Yeah, look at him, he's just got it ripping. Hey, Kylie and Kiara. They have had a rough regatta. Kylie's been crewing for Oklahoma High School sailing team for like, 4 or 5 months, got a little break away from skippering the 420, and then jumped right back in. Green kite there. Yes. She's a good starter, so I bet you anything she's starting to figure out the starts again. Look at that. Right next to Wyatt. Here's Zach and Samantha doing a little better. Maine's lucky. No, it's not. There you go. It's really easy for the main to luff if your jib is too tight, especially. See how Wyatt does that? He oversteers. Rocks the boat. So we got to practice that. I'm going to write that in our notes. Practice oversteering. Find the edge that's too much. Nice jibe by Kylie there.
Got 56 boats around the weather mark.
Race 6. 1 minute to go. Okay, so we have to remember that these are sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and they are sailing 3 days a week in double-handed boats all school year. And so sometimes people come to me and say, well, we're not pointing, things like that. Well, these guys have 90 races in the Perry series in the last 3 years. And we have first regatta in a Perry together. Less than 5, or we're on race 6. In this wind, now that we're almost trapping or fully on the rail, you do have to have bang in. Otherwise the leech twists off too much and you lose stability. You let the main sheet out and the boat flattens way out, then you trim it in and it heels, and then you let it out. Okay, ladies, they're being cautious. Wyatt had a great start there, 9.982. They're all in hike mode right now, trying to keep high. Trapping boats go lower when we get on the trap than they do when we're in hike mode. So you can see he's still hike mode. Then Wyatt yelled at the other boat to tack. They tacked, and then you're gonna see Fiona here. You're gonna see her hook in very soon. So he's got a lane. Yep, here we go. She's waiting. He still wants to stay high. He doesn't want to lose his lane. So when you trap, you go lower, so you will cave down into these guys. So you have to stay hike mode. It's kind of hard to tell how these guys are doing here. These are the brothers, 9981 Will, 9980 Ben. What did we change on Ben? She's been on the rail. And so we decided to rake back to 20 foot or 16 foot 8 1/4. And we put the Cunningham on a little bit. We got the mainsail up. The main was down a little. I wanted to put a little more jib Cunningham to make sure the leading edge of the jib has a little roundness to it. If you have no jib Cunningham on, the leading edge of the jib gets too flat an edge. It kind of gets vertical wrinkles, semi-vertical wrinkles, and so if I could have put Jib Cunningham on it, Ben has got his main loose right now. She should be hiking and he should be pulling the main a little harder. I don't know if you can see the twist, but as it gets windier, the sail stretches, so you've got to pull against it harder, and then use your body to press against it. A lot of people don't understand how out to do that. It takes a lot of speed testing, a lot of practice. Here's Zach, 9883, leading out of the left. I'm gonna say Zach is winning. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say Zach is winning. 9883. Ciao.
Okay, we'll do it again. 7, 6, 8, 9.
Sean and Lauren come around first in race 7. Actually, I think I've been calling this race 6. I don't know.
9.
They're all starting to blend together. Thank God we got wind today.
8, 0, 9, 9, 9, 3, 1, 4.
Wyatt, 9982, jived out right away.
0.
Not many of our guys out here in the front except for Sean. First, second, Zach. Zach and Samantha passed a bunch of boats in the last race and maybe ended up with a 7th. And right now they're looking somewhere in a third. Oh, 8724, Madeline Kirby crewing on that boat. There's Zach jiving right there. Again, oversteer, pull the new sheet, and it will fill, and then it will pull the pole out away from the crew more. Okay, Ben, unfortunately black flag for Ben and Maggie, but they're up here around the top 10 again. They've had a great regatta. Really glad we got them paired up. Will and Cam down there in the middle, not a great race, but you know, the thing is there's a lot of people with black flags now and 2 black flags, so those guys are in the top 5 in the regatta, 9981. It's Ben and Maggie right here. They've been very good downwind. They are in 2, well, they did get a black flag, unfortunately. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think he's making trees on the purple kite. Maybe not. So I think he's almost even with that purple kite over there. We're looking in front of them, looking at the land. It's like holding trees. I don't know if you know what I mean, but watch that purple kite over there. If I'm losing land, like I'm losing trees right now, that purple kite's gonna cross in front of me. Losing trees, okay, and then if I'm making trees on people, I am going the other way, where I'm gaining trees on people. Look to the right of their spinnakers, you see I'm getting more trees on crossing them now. But Ben looked really good. He's pumping the main just a little, pulling the main in as she pulls the sheet in. Doesn't have to be perfectly in sync, but kind of in sync, because when you pull the spinnaker sheet in, the main's gonna look. Zach coming around in 1, 2, 3, 4, and the boat next to him still has their kite up. That's good, man. They're doing well now in this regatta. I'm wondering if they're going to do another race. I think they're trying to get him in by 3, so that would mean this is the last race. They haven't picked up the pin though, so we're not going to get in as early as I thought. Really beautiful right now. This is, for the smaller teams, this is full trapping. And if you're not trapping, if you're a smaller team, it means your skipper's not strong enough. They've got to be able to pull the main. You got to be able to play the main, and very well. So sometimes people will complain, why are they not pointing, why are they not? Well, if you just stick the bow up in every puff, you're not going to point. You're sticking your bow up into drag. You got to be able to play the main sheet. The bigger teams, they'll transition between the two. Not quite windy enough for full trap for some of the bigger teams. It's kind of a funny boat. It needs quite a bit of wind to trap for a normal sized child. I'm gonna say neither side is gonna pay dramatically. I think we're gonna see boats from both sides coming in to the mark pretty even. I think it's gonna be a speed deal. There's a little more speed variance now with the top teams that train a lot. The teams that are training, you know, 7 or 8 days of speed testing a month at least, they get out here quite a bit. They will separate. They will be going higher in the same, higher and faster. It's a big summer. There's a lot of events. The Ida Lewis Women's Junior Women's Nationals, the U.S. Nationals are in San Francisco, Peninsula Youth Sailing Foundation location. And I am going to kind of, the pin has been quite favored. And that's the way it should be, because otherwise you get more black flags, and it's harder to call the line when the boat's favored. So you miss more. You don't catch as many. Pretty beautiful. It's got to be pin favored. I mean, that guy's on board tacked down there. Oh, that's risky. Definitely got some.
As we have heard, it was a clear start.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Impressive lap rate. A lot of people trapping. I have to say, this boat is fast, because they're the only ones who are really coming from the left way ahead. I think boats coming from over here and boats coming from over here are going to be even. Zach Peterson is coming in right over the buoy here. And he has just been the winner of the left side today. One race it did not work, but he just stuck to his guns. And he's very strong. You'll see his boom going in and out. That's the thing, is you got to keep the boat flat, being able to play the main sheet without moving the tiller. A lot of these guys, not a lot of these guys, a lot of the younger guys that don't have a lot of muscles, they pull the main sheet in. They, at the same time, oh, here's Braden coming around. Go to bounce back. He got a black flag last race, rounding first. And Ellie. Oh, Ben, bounce back. He had a black flag last race. Ben and Maggie, what a day. Oh, Sean. Yeah. Another good race for Sean and Lauren. Here's Zach. He's doing very well. He might be top 5 in the regatta now. Beating a lot of good people. Wyatt, he's definitely in the top 5 in the regatta. Wyatt and Fiona. Beating a lot of boats, Theo and Kai. Wow, the kids are finally getting to sail. Big recommendation is after you finish going downwind, just switch positions and let your crew skipper in all the way to the jetty. If it's not too windy, it's a really good idea to switch positions for the sail home and just mix it up a little bit. Anywho, just a suggestion. Thank goodness we've got to sail in some wind. A lot of kids sailed a little better once they could just sail a little more by feel and not having to have so much time in the boat. In that 0 to 6 knot range, you have to have a lot of time in the boat to be able to be good in that stuff. And then once we get medium wind, you notice we'll have better finishes, because it's just, you know, you're naturally skilled and you sail by feel a little, and it's just more fun and just easier and better. Anyway, great regatta. I think we did pretty good. More video. It is a really cool sport when the kids get to have fun. ABYC, they put a ton of effort into this stuff. Ben Simpson rolls with a fourth after Ben and Maggie. After getting a black flag in the last race. They did outstanding, considering I don't think Ben has skippered a Perry in at least a year, maybe over a year. Hey, and that's the best Maggie's ever done in a Perry regatta, so she's going to be grinning ear to ear. Thank you to Coach Parker there, Parker Shin.